What's going on, everybody? Hillside Gardener here with you, and well, I got tagged, so that's kind of cool, I guess. First time that's ever happened, but I guess that means some people like what I'm doing out here and kind of want to know a little bit more. So, I guess a stream or tread or whatever I was tagged in is 3 things you learned from the garden this year. And I thought about this for a long time, so I tried to narrow it down to like what 3 things I might have learned this year. And I had a hard time narrowing it down to just a couple of little things. So I guess what I'd like to talk about is some of the things I think that I've learned, which are not specific garden type questions, but more overall, bigger picture, like just gardening in general. And one thing I learned today, this season, is you have to know what kind of gardener you are or you want to be. Sorry if it's kind of windy. I'm out on the porch here trying to enjoy a little bit of the evening weather. It's definitely fall. The leaves are changing colors and a kind of cool, chilly wind, but I'm outside anyways because it's going to be winter soon and you got to soak up every minute. Anyways, getting back to knowing what kind of gardener you are. So whether you want to be a market gardener, maybe you're interested in a farmer's market, maybe you are just a self-sufficient gardener. You want to try to grow as much of your own produce as possible because that means something to you, and that's totally cool as well. Or maybe you're just an experimental gardener. You just want to throw a tomato plant or maybe a pepper, or you tried something different and you want to try to grow it because you're just a green thumb. That's cool too. But I think one thing I definitely learned this year is that knowing what kind of gardener you are and what kind of things you're wanting to grow, you need to customize your garden and your overall plan to be in accordance with the things that are going on in your yard. Alright, so what do I mean by that? Okay, so suppose you're a market gardener. Alright, first thing you need to think about is the market. What are you trying to sell? Are you trying to sell a lot of a little bit of a lot of things, or are you going to focus on one specific crop and you're going to be like the tomato guy or the cucumber guy or gal, or you're going to focus in cut flowers and you're taking them to the farmer's market every weekend. So you work backwards, you find out, okay, I need to have X amount of plants of this if I'm going to meet this type of monetary or production goal or something like that. Okay, if you're going to be a self-sufficient gardener, you look at what your family eats. Okay, I need to raise 500 pounds of potatoes or 200 pounds of corn or whatever it may be. You work backwards and you say, I need to allocate this much land, this many crops, these varieties to meet XYZ goal. I think with me, I definitely focus on peppers, and there are some videos that'll be coming up about why I grow so many peppers. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I'll get into that in one of my next things I learned this year. But yeah, so I say don't try to be a jack of all trades if at all possible, because there's so many things to learn when it comes to gardening, especially until you get into the expert level or something like that. Without so much land, without so much resources, it's going to be really hard to just be everything to everyone. So know what kind of gardener you are and what you're trying to accomplish, and stick to it. Okay? I think that'll help a lot of people. So if you're trying to be a market gardener and you're trying to be a self-sufficient and you're trying to grow rare heirlooms and you're trying to save seeds and you're trying to do this, trust me, I've been there. I've tried to do way too many things this year and last year as well. But I've learned that you really need to pare it down and focus on the one thing you want to be and go from there, because you will get burned out, you will get stressed out, you will run around in circles, you'll never get anything done because you're always trying to keep up with 15 different projects. So yeah, just narrow it down as much as you possibly can and focus and develop yourself into the specific kind of gardener you want to be. Alright, second thing I learned this year in the gardening world. As much as we pamper our plants, plants are designed to grow, and they are designed to prosper. That's what they're there for. So we merely provide them with, if it's a container, we have to provide pretty much all their needs except for the sunlight. Unless you're growing inside, then you're providing 100% of their needs. Okay? But if you're growing outside, you have good soil, you have a good mulch layer, you have good thick organic compost or topsoil or whatever it is you're doing, whatever kind of method or it's popular at the moment kind of gardening you're trying out there, your plants are going to survive a lot better than you might think. So the more you pamper your plants, the more you baby them, the weaker they really actually become. So a couple of my videos past there in the past, I showed you where I had to go away for a couple weeks for work. I came back and some plants survived. They did fine. They were stressed out, they were dry, but they recovered after I kind of got back into the routine of watering and all that kind of stuff. Some plants didn't. You know, some things just can't take the neglect, or just, it might have been the factor of it was just the heat and lack of rain for that 3 weeks I was not there, so nothing I can do about that. So I learned that your plants are a lot tougher than you sometimes give them credit for, so don't always try to overly pamper your plants and let them do their thing. You know, these things are designed to survive. Some of the best results I had in some of my plants were just hands off. All right, I made an entire hands-off pepper patch at the edge of the woods at my grandfather's house. Links up there, I guess, but if you watch that, I basically just made like a 10 by 12 or 8 by 12 section just on the edge of the woods. It was just grass and rocks and everything. I cleared it out, put some deer netting around it. I didn't water it, I didn't fertilize it. I did before I planted. I had some compost and some leaves and just whatever I had readily available. But it was an experiment to see how well things could do in a hands-off situation. And lo and behold, they survived. There are some factors that helped them to survive. They weren't in the bright, full sun. They did get some shade. When it did rain, it had a chance to like not evaporate right away because it was kind of semi-shaded and protected with the shade cloth and things like that. So, I mean, there are ways to help your plants survive in a low maintenance situation. So yeah, so take that into account that not everything needs constant pampering. Your plants are designed to grow. Let them grow. Give them what they need, not too much, and sit back and let the plants do what they're going to do. And I assure you, they're going to be just fine. I know some people are probably going to freak out and like, oh my God, I need to go out and water my plants. It's been 6 hours. Don't do that. That's counterproductive to promoting a strong, healthy root system sometimes, because you need to force the plants to go find their own water, to go seek their own nutrients. And you know what? They're going to build that deeper and stronger, thicker root system. As long as your soil's built up and you're doing it right, they're going to be good. Number 3. Third thing I learned about gardening in general this year is there are so many people who garden, and everyone does it their own way. All right, this kind of goes back to my first point, but don't fall into the trap of just trying to say, oh, I need to be no-till, I need to be organic, I'm going to be root stout method, I'm going to be deep mulch method, I'm going to be in the heirlooms only, or I'm only going to grow hybrids, or I'm going to grow hydroponic or aeroponic or hoop house or unheated, heated. You could go crazy doing this, okay? Find your passion, find out what you like, okay? And don't try to box yourself in. I mean, take methods from something. Maybe you like the no-till method because that means something to you, or you've seen the results and you like it. But you know what? Don't try to paint yourself into a look. Like a lot of people go on these fad diets and they're saying, well, I'm keto for this month and I'll be paleo next month, and then I'm on this other diet the other month, and they say, oh, I have to read this recipes and I can only have this. If I have one of these other foods, I've completely ruined my diet, and just whatever. So don't stress yourself out. Just take care of your soil, take care of your plants. Find out what kind of gardener you want to be. Maybe it's not even gardening. Maybe you just like having fresh herbs for the kitchen, and that's your thing because there's something that you want in your area that's just not fresh. For example, my grandmother's from Louisiana. She loves southern food, of course. One thing we don't have a lot up here is fresh okra. All right, there's very little in the stores. When it is fresh, it looks awful. It's green, it's shriveled up, it's plastic wrapper. It's just not good. It's probably imported from Florida or somewhere way down south. Not very good quality. So I'll grow some okra every year for my grandma. And I love fried okra, but I mean, not every day. You know what I mean? But yeah, if there's something you can't find, just grow it. Find out what you want to do. Maybe there's some herbs that you want, dried oregano from the store, little green powder. Not very flavorful, not very potent. Get the fresh oregano, you grow just straight from home, chop it off, throw it in your spaghetti or something. The flavor you're going to add, you can't, well, I guess you could buy it in the store, technically. But you're not going to get that particular homegrown satisfaction of growing your own, putting it in, which 99% of the time is going to be superior, even if you buy fresh harvested oregano from the big box store, grocery store, wherever you may shop. So I hope my little, what I've learned today, rambling, has helped you guys out, or just maybe explain a little bit more what's going on with me. But do stay tuned. I have some exciting news. Hopefully I'll have some I guess updates, so to speak. But we are getting towards the end of the season, so probably a little bit more on the garden talks coming up, a little bit less on the plants. Definitely about how I put the garden away and harvest seeds, etc., etc. Those things will be coming up, but you know, you have to kind of plan ahead for winter time, what's going to be happening. So thank you to all who watched my videos this year. I can't believe it's been almost a year. It's been about 10 months. This is my first season, garden season, where I've made YouTube videos. So hopefully somebody out there has liked something I've put out there. Hopefully it's helped some people. Surely have enjoyed watching all of everybody's comments, and you know, just the positive messages people are putting out there. So you know, if you're someone who's watching this video and you're inspired, go out and plant something, go have some fun. Hope you tag somebody else, you know, encourage somebody else to watch this video. Maybe it'll encourage them to help somebody else garden. And just, you know, share with your friends things you might have learned. That's what we need to do, is just learn from each other. Like I said, there's no one right way to do everything, and whether it be gardening, farming, or whatever it might be. Okay, so this is Dave, the Hillside Gardener, signing off from the front porch. I guess I can tag maybe a couple of the people, which will hold my breath, but I don't know if they'll if they're gonna make a video or something like that. But I can at least promote their channels and maybe coax them a little bit along the way. But we're gonna go with Shane, my friend down at Cosmic Peppers in Tennessee. Great channel, check him out definitely. Dave at Grown at Home in WV, another good pepper growing guy. Definitely very he knows what he's doing when it comes to growing peppers. I'll leave it at that. And I guess I'm just gonna leave it those two right now off the top of my head. I might leave some more down in the description when I get my thoughts together and able to kind of leave some more suggestions of who you should check out on the YouTube when you get a chance. So signing off for real this time. We'll see you next time. Thanks for everybody who's watched and supported and liked and commented and shared. And I hope to see you guys next time on the Hillside. Thanks for watching.